to Elle Graham, aka Woods. Could you tell me a bit about how you got started as a musician?
Sure. I grew up in a place called Townsville in North Queensland, in Australia, and I started on classical piano and classical voice, and then sort of got into percussion. And that was around when I started writing music, and sort of towards the end of high school, I decided that I wanted to pursue composition, and so I moved to Melbourne to study at the Victorian College of the Arts. And yeah, every week we had to record demos of what we were working on, what we were writing, and that got me into production. And so by the end of that course, I really knew that I wanted to make a combined project that involved production and artistic direction, songwriting, styling, a whole bunch of things, which is what was really exciting about the project for me. And that's sort of when it started. The Woods project formed, and I got management, and yeah.
And
yeah.
What drew you to electronic music specifically?
I suppose a lot of my friends were doing electronic music at uni. I wouldn't say that that's my focus, especially at the moment I'm working with a lot of woodwinds and strings in the next release. So I think at first, because maybe that's what I was learning in production, and it's very easy to have all of those tools with you in the programs. You can create quite easily, but now I'm getting more into the stuff I learned in studio engineering, where I want to record pianos and record live instruments, I suppose. So it's always mixing those two together. Yeah.
I think that's something that people don't really always understand, that it doesn't have to be just electronic music separate from live instruments. You can combine the two.
Combining the two is really beautiful, I think, and something like often pairing the organic with the electronic is really interesting, and yeah.
As a singer, were there any vocalists that really influenced you? Because you have a very mellifluous style.
I suppose I really loved Imogen Heap. That was the first vocalist that I heard that I was really curious as to how she processed her voice, and her songwriting was really interesting to me. I found James Blake really interesting as well, in the way that he'll repeat an idea or a theme and let the production grow with it, so it feels quite emotive, even though I suppose from the outside reading the lyrics it's quite repetitive often. Who else? I love Sufjan Stevens. He's a really big influence on me. I love how he can tell stories about his family, or about things he reads, or about he's doing a project where he's documenting each state in America and sort of saying tales from each state, which I don't know, I find that kind of songwriting really interesting when you have a concept. Yeah.
You know, you mentioned Imogen Heap, and I'm reminded of people like Kate Bush and Laurie Anderson, who were the first people to really process their voices and use them in a creative way.
Yeah, I really loved Kate Bush, especially. I remember, in like high school, discovering her and finding it really interesting. Same with Joni Mitchell, actually, like the use of range, where so often people sit really comfortably and they don't like maybe experiment with like the piercing higher octaves of the female vocals. So yeah.
When you were studying at the Victoria College of the Arts, were you really encouraged to pursue music beyond classical?
Oh, definitely. That was the primary reason why I went to that course in particular. I looked at a bunch of, conservatorium classes, and I was interested, because I'm certainly interested in every aspect of the music industry and music practice, I suppose. But this course was called Interactive Composition, and it's sort of the first one in its of its kind in Australia, and everything you wrote had to have meaning. It had to have, like, say you were writing for a dancer or for game music or for film music, it had to have a pairing with another medium. It couldn't just be written because you felt like writing a song. So that was a lot better, I felt, than trying to replicate others. Like, we did do some of that, like, to build our toolkit, but just replicating, like, Mozart or replicating Bach. That type of composition, I think, is really fascinating, but not necessarily, I don't know, coming out of it, maybe you'd be a bit concerned about where you fit, because you maybe don't have a unique sound you're replicating.
As you're staying on top of different facets of being a musician, the industry side as well as the creative side, how do you keep yourself from being overwhelmed?
I mean, I'm sure my friends would say I'm pretty overwhelmed. Like, I guess I like to be in the thick of it, but I think mostly I'm really organized in my lists and I have a really great team of managers and yeah, like a person who handles sort of like flights and logistics. So it's kind of like there's a whole bunch of delegating of tasks that sort of you get to do, I suppose, by working with other people on your project, and that allows me to not maybe be as overwhelmed whilst juggling a whole bunch of things.
What is your primary instrument? You studied piano, right?
Yeah, I'd say voice is probably my primary instrument. That's the one I got the furthest in with classical singing. But I did do piano, which really helped me. Like I did classical theory as well. Did like in Australia we have AME-B. I'm not sure what it is in the States, but like they have a ranking system for theory. So I got quite high in that, just to know. It really helps going to a jazz school where you had to know a lot about what you were writing with. Otherwise, yeah.
In Melbourne, I mean, what is the music scene like there? Are there a lot of
It's
electronic?
amazing. It's really good. It's a lot of places to play live. Usually on the Australian circuit, it's the one where all artists do like a second show because there's just so many people that want to come to see live music and yeah, I've had some of the best shows of Woods, I suppose, in Melbourne. Everyone's very quiet and respectful. For that reason, like I sort of went there in 2010, I think, and I'd never been to a city like it. It was my first time out of Townsville going there, and it's just like, yeah, I need to be here. I feel inspired to create. Like, you tell people you're an artist or a musician, and they're sort of like, me too, or my friend is, or like, we should work on something. Whereas in other parts of Australia, you're like, I'm a musician, and they're like, yeah, until when? So it was really important for me to be surrounded by like-minded people in order to pursue this, because otherwise maybe you feel a little bit like a dreamer or something.
Okay, I noticed with one of your remix projects you included like guest rappers. Are you a hip-hop fan as well?
Yeah, I loved Milwaukee Banks' treatment of Dags and Knives. That was really cool. We're actually working on some songs together. So yeah, I love it. I'm not necessarily, it's not my primary thing that I listen to, but I have a lot of respect for it, and yeah, I don't know, it's a whole bunch of really awesome rap, especially like in Australia. There's some cool stuff that's not necessarily like Aussie hip hop, but just some cool stuff around the edges that's really fascinating.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and thank you for bearing with me while I set this thing up. But thank you.